Each of you, and here we go. So let's place our hands on our legs and let's find our feet. Now when you woke up this morning, I know it's been a while, who did yoga this morning? Good job. Who slept in because you're on vacation? Good job. But when you woke up this morning, what's the first thing that touched the floor? You had a good morning. It started off well. So it's probably a good idea to start there, right? What connects us to the ground? What creates safety? You're funny. I love your pink ball. That's awesome. That just suits you so well. I love it. Okay, so can you turn the music up just a tatty, just a little bit? And so as we're doing this, we can, when we go through any physical practice, we can become very mechanical, like we're thinking about, what's for lunch? What am I doing after I go home? So mentor yourself, just notice, and come back to the physicality, because the physical always grabs your mind's attention, and it keeps you much more present. I'm going to tell you, Dawn, that your ball's a little bit short for you, okay? You might use it for the pliable parts, but do you want to get one that you're kind of upright? It's up to you, of course. Let's breathe. And it makes everything different, right? When you exhale, body relaxes. You start to conform to what it is you're sitting on. And then go ahead and from there, press your feet down. You might lift your toes. We call these happy yoga toes, where we can spread the phalanges out and place them back down. Now, remember I told you about my friend who could pick up that glass, that alcohol with her foot? We really should be able to spread the toes out. So, and it takes time and thought, right? And if they don't, it's not about comparing like, oh, theirs stretches out. It's just like, what can I do with my foot right now? And then from there, make sure I'm going to walk my feet in a little bit. Make sure that your feet are beneath your knees. Press your thighs down. This is helping to support you to be here. And we're going to start with tilting the tailbone back and forward. Very simple. Tilting tailbone back and forward. And then let's breathe. Inhaling, exhaling. Remember the jaw, according to Chinese medicine, is the second set of hips. So just go, I'm the only one on video. I'm the only one. And I'll turn to the side so you can start to see the way the body is moving. And you're going to move in your own unique way. Now, I feel so used to the ball that I can close my eyes. It doesn't mean you need to. If you need to gaze towards these beautiful dumpsters or, find a drishti. That should be over on that side, right? The whole electronic system. Then we'd be looking at the mountains. But they're all around us. And did you know that these mountains are some of the oldest mountains on the planet? Some people think that they're very young because they're short, kind of like me. People think that I'm younger than I am, and I'm like, no, I just been worn down by glaciers melting and tectonic plates moving beneath me. So actually, they're very old mountains. They're grandparent mountains.
Is there a trick to remember which side is inhale, which side is exhale?
So that's a great question. So first of all, as long as you're breathing, because what's happening for many is we're holding our breath. It's called a holding pattern, right? We do it all the time. I do it too, especially when I'm talking. So start with the in-breath, right? Because we want to create that space, that expansion, and then when we go, it creates the contraction. And this is a good exercise to do it. I mean, even when I teach strength training, which I do twice a week, we're always starting with the inhale. Let's say it's a bicep curl. Right? We're always breathing through every single exercise, but find your own rhythm so that you're moving the stuckness, right? That's really what's happening. And then I'm going to invite you to visualize the bonal structure of your spine. Visualize what it looks like underneath your flesh. We've all seen those pictures.
Can I just clarify? Is it
Sure.
to say the more intense part and inhale?
Usually on the exertion, but that's in a strength training exercise. But in this case, there's no exertion. This is just mobility, right? But that's a great question. And yeah, so if I were doing a squat, when I exhale, on the exertion, which is pushing the floor away. A push-up. The exertion is which part? The exhale is where you push away from the floor. Okay, keep going, because it's taking time, right? If we just did a few of these, the body would start to understand. It's like, okay, I'm starting to understand what the mind is telling me to do, but it takes a lot of time. And that's why in Kundalini Yoga, we do everything for extended periods of time, 3 minutes and beyond usually, which is very challenging sometimes. And the mind is like, I'm ready to stop, I'm bored, whatever. The mind is going to tell you all that sort of thing. But keep going. To me, this exercise is one of the most important. Because again, what are we doing most of our day, right? So the extension, we need this. And with the ball, we have more mobility. Do you notice that the ball is shifting this lower area? Do you notice that? How you can mobilize this first. Let's do about 10 more. Because we are all cerebral beings. We're just here a lot in the thinking mind. It's just the way it is. So we have to notice, oh yeah, I've got my head like this. So this can happen, right? Where I'm moving this, but not this. So mentor, stretch your chin up and drop your chin down. Use the sound of the exhale to let your body know it is safe to let go. You're safe, body, here and now. To let go, moment by moment, inch by inch, breath by breath. And again, it keeps you in integrity of the body, because if we hold our breath, the body holds. It's stiffer. And that's what we talk about a lot in using the word pranayama, life extension. Now when you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath. I'm going to put my elbows against my ribs to support. Push against the legs. Lift the upper chest. Lift the chin. Feels so good. Big breath in, suspended. It's called a kumbhaka. We retain the energy of the breath. So it's stretching through your spine. You're correcting your spine. And then when you're ready, I'm going to grab onto the knees or thighs and round the spine, but straighten the arms and lean back. Drop the chin, drop the shoulders. Feel the opening along the mid to upper back. Can we shift our shoulders down a half an inch more? Chin a little bit closer to the chest. Remember, if you ever feel something twingy, electrical, alarming, just come out of that place very softly, very slowly. Now we're all going to come out. Take a deep breath in first. Push into your feet, push the tailbone, sphincter, perineum, all those areas into the ball, and unfurl. I keep my eyes closed because I'm visualizing what the spine looks like. And I'm inviting the inner lumbar curve, the external thoracic cavity, and the inner curve of the cervical to be in place. And then we relax around those natural curves. We are not a straight body, not at all. And from there, we're going to slide our hands down the knees and shins very slowly, and just let yourself fold in half from the hips. Drop the weight of the cranium and all of its creative contents, and let's say yes to life today, looking forward to the front of your mat and then back. Breathe in and out. So again, referring to folks that have to sit a lot, this is a good one. This is a remedy to sitting. And then let's look up, lift the heart, come into a half lift. You're going to bring your hands a little bit higher. And then let's work on protraction and retraction of the shoulder girdle. Move your shoulders to your earlobes and then towards your hips. Gazing down to the floor so we're not straining our neck. Breathing in and out. And then as the shoulders shift back, take a moment in half lift to take a nice long inhale. And as you exhale, hold the position. Feel the extension from root to crown. If you had your favorite hot beverage on your mid-back, it wouldn't fall off. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and fold back down. Since we're halfway there, we're gonna release again. Now this may be where you wanna be right now, or I'm gonna bend my knees so I can bring the ball forward a little bit, and then I'm gonna bring one hand underneath the leg, and I'm gonna put my hand on the ball. This might be too much, and if it is, remove your hands. But then you can walk your feet out a little wider and feel the broadness across your back and the opening of the hip joints. But mostly I love this for the opening across the sacrum. Do you feel that? Let's take a deep breath. Just marinate here. And then exhale. Tell your body it's okay to let go, body. You're safe here. And we are sending new blood flow to our brain. Draining the brain a little bit of some extraneous thoughts, perhaps. And then from there, we're going to look forward, bring the hands down to the floor. And since we're here, we're going to walk our feet out wider. And then stretch the arms forward, gripping your yoga mat. And the reason why I love these two mats that I always use is because I always have yoga mat beneath my feet. So if you've never tried that, the T mat thing is pretty powerful. I don't know if you've ever heard of Callie Ray. She was Shiva Ray's teacher, and she was my teacher too. And she used to do this, and I thought, that's brilliant. And so I've kind of taken it on. Now from there, because our feet can slip, right? From there, let your torso go left and right and left. Breathing in and out. Just shifting the torso, exploring it. Now this is similar to a wide-legged forward fold, right? But when you're in a wide-legged forward fold, there's nothing filling in the spaces of your pelvic and inner legs. So there can be a lot of gripping there, whereas if you feel hopefully the ball is filling in those spaces, those areas can slacken a little bit. Now from here, you can walk your hands a little closer, and we're gonna bend our legs, and we're gonna go right into frog. We're gonna hug the ball with our legs. And then from there, we're gonna shift our body's weight side to side. This is one of my faves. And the bigger the ball on this one, the better, because you can really feel how it's supporting you. And then we're going to make some circles. So we're using our hands to push against the floor, and we're just circling. Breathing in and out. I know it's unusual, right? This is not the usual. You can hang out towards one side a little bit, hang out towards the other side. You can go toe to toe, like I'm touching down on one big toe and then the other. How are we doing? This is one of my faves, for sure. Now from there, you're just gonna straighten your legs. You're gonna lift them and straighten them back. Make sure that you get the ball, and I'm gonna adjust, put the ball right under the belly. Now we're gonna go into like a wide 5-pointed star. So I would love for you to put your toes down. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to move from hand to hand, toe to toe. Drop the head's weight and just make circles beneath your trunk, belly, ribs, chest. So you're touching down big toe to big toe, hand to hand. We'll go in a few circles in one direction. Feel what's happening in your back, and then go the other way. Breathing. So this is a general massage, right? It's more general than we wouldn't want to put those yoga tune-up balls here, you know. But this is just a nice overall release. But we're supporting the front body. So what's going on in the front body is affecting the back body. And now from here, we're gonna walk our hands back towards the ball and lay your whole torso over the ball and mold into it. You can wrap your arms around the ball. You can have your hands on the floor if you need that support. Take several breaths. Breathe into your belly and then exhale. Feel your belly pressing away from the ball on the inhale and then sinking into the ball on your exhale. Oh. Now sometimes what I do is I take my hands and I just take my fingers around the sacrum and the lower back and just do a little massage. Because we can stretch till the cows come home, but it's also important to connect to the tissues. Ben and Jerry, you know, get in there a little bit. And then we're gonna walk our hands back forward and we're gonna bring our legs up onto the ball. And then we're gonna do our swim this morning. So open your hands really wide and we're gonna inhale, point the toes. Let those legs go up and down like pistons. And then exhale, flex the toes to your shins. Feel the opening of the back line of the body. Inhale, point your toes, breathe, look down. Exhale, flex. Good, inhale, point. Hopefully you have enough room in the back there, you're so tall. Legs are pretty straight here, exhale, flex. One more, inhale, point. Flex, exhale. Now retract the shoulder girdle to your waist and then bend and extend at the knees. Say good morning, knees. You're gonna be pulling some luggage here soon. Driving in a car. And then bring your feet flat as if you're going to put your footprint on the ceiling and just push through your hands. Your elbows are going to bend. Just kick the ceiling. Whee! Kick. Breathing. And then let it all go. Walk your toes to the floor. Fold over the ball. So we work a little, we rest a little. Recover. Breathe in and out. And then from there, bring your hands back to the floor. Lift the legs again. We're going to do the jackknife. So keep your eye gaze down so you don't strain your neck. And just let your legs swish. Or you could think of like a tail, or a fin moving from side to side. Breathing in and out. And then walk your hands back towards you. Lift them up and shake them vigorously because that's a lot, right? Shake them out. And while we're here, take your left hand to your right wrist, do a little twisty. Say, good morning, wrist. I need you. Pull the fingers from the joint of the thumb first, of course. Take care of that wonderful thumb and then go all the way down your fingers. So not only are we taking care of our hands, but we're still on the ball, right? We're still releasing our back. Now take that right hand to the left wrist. Breathing in and out. Pull every finger. Rub the hands. And then let's bring our hands in front. Let's come into downward facing dog. Now, I have a huge ball here, so what I have to do, and if you watch me here, I'm taking my chest moving it forward so I can press the ball into my upper thighs, drop the head, shake it out, and lift your left leg. Just to show you what this feels like again. And then you can bend and extend that left leg, doesn't matter how high you get it, it's also personal. And then lower the foot, lift the other leg, bend and extend. Now some of the balls are big, huh? You have to, I mean, you know what? I have a few different sizes. And then lower that one. Now, bring your toes to the floor, lift your heart, put your arms onto the front of the ball. Now, this is a version of Cobra, right? You're getting so much extension. You don't have to go any further than this. We're gonna inhale here, and then exhale, flare your elbows and lower and conform your front body onto the ball. And then inhale, press away from the ball, lift. Exhale, lower. When you watch these videos, you're gonna laugh, right? You're gonna be like, I remember that moment.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. It's very entertaining. And it reminds us to breathe, right? Because we hear that. Now, as you lift your torso, all right, bring your hands to your lower back, interlace, lower your front shoulders, lower your chin. Get relaxed first. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, we're going to slide the hands to the tailbone, lift the upper body again, and notice the difference here. And then what I like to do, just kind of move around a little bit, and then you can pull the shoulders forward and back. Now, back in the day before COVID, you know, the instructors would come around, right? And they would put their hands on the front of your shoulders and help you to open. You're doing that for yourself right now. Take a deep breath. And then, Wendy, I would say come onto your mat so you got the grip of the mat. That's important, because otherwise, And then go, and let it all go. Let it all go. Breathe in and out. So we're going to do everything abbreviated today, okay? But we're going to come back onto our hands, walk your hands forward. Now, I would say watch me first. So I'm going to tuck my toes under, then I'm going to walk my hands back, and then watch my feet. You see how now they're on the floor? And then I walk back, and this is a Uttanasana with the ball. This is when the bigger balls are superior. And I'm tiny, right? So if you're taller, you may not look like that. You may be here. But what's happening is I'm getting all this open without any effort, right? So from where you are, you're just gonna walk back and just let your upper body, as much as you can, hang over the ball. And yeah, push the ball against you so you feel some part of you. That looks amazing. Amazing. Do you like this one? I love this one. So where the glute meets the hammy, where the hammy meets the knee, where the calf belly meets the knee, all this extension is happening without that, without so much effort. Now from here, we're going to bring our hands to the front of the ball, or the top rather, suction the elbows in, push down to rise up carefully. Now sometimes, again, if I do this for sure, sometimes the ball sticks to you, and I love this feeling, because then I'm just like, ooh, I'm not, I'm still connected. But the fabric sometimes, doesn't allow you to do that. Let me turn this way. Let's do a sun breath. Let's inhale and lift. And then go, I think we have logistically it doesn't work very well, but we'll do one more. And then bring your hands in front of you and just go. Bring your arms like a V in front of you and do that again. Inhale up. And then press down like you are pressing a beach ball underneath the surface of water. And start to watch your hands. Just watch them descend in front of you. Let's do 2 more. Your pace, always. Connecting sky to earth, earth to sky. Watching your hands. Just let your arms open up. And if you I don't know if you can pull your pants up if the ball is slipping away. Just let your arms open up into mountain. Take a moment to feel your body here in this now moment. As our beloved Swami Kripalu Papaji would say, the highest form of spiritual development is just witnessing ourselves just as we are. Just as we are, here in the now. What we notice, that's what's real. And then from there, we are going to, because it feels so good, to come down into a squat. So the first thing is sit on the ball. Like Fonzie would say, sit on it. Some of you don't remember Fonzie. We all had a crush on Fonzie, didn't we, ladies? You know what I'm talking about. Okay, he was so cute. So we're gonna walk ourselves down. Make sure you stay on your mat with your feet. This is important. Sink on down. Sink on down, and then remember, cranium on the ball. This is where I like a big ball because I can really conform my whole body. And then from there, you're pushing into your feet and you're going to conform yourself from the base of the spine to the back of the head onto the ball, and just let your body open. Just let it open for a moment. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Let your jaw open. Let's do our jaw yoga. It's the perfect opportunity. Let your jaw go left and right, right and left. And then open the mouth. Do some circling with that lower row of teeth clockwise. Counterclockwise. If it's too much for your shoulders, bring your arms in a little bit. And then we're going to work on bending our knees. We're not lifting our head. If you have to look at me, absolutely. But what I'm doing is I'm just bending my knees and bringing the hips towards the mat and then pushing off. So this is a version of a squat. We're mobilizing the lower kinetic chain whilst keeping our spine completely supported. You can even begin to engage Ben and Jerry if you want a little toning. Or you can let Ben and Jerry be free and just do the range of motion. And then from there, I'm going to invite you to lift your chin onto your chest. Arms forward, Charlie's Angels. You're Charlie. Steeple Mudra. Go side to side. Feel the width of the back being massaged against the ball. And we're doing a trunk rotation, so I'm moving almost to the outside of the hip. And then we're going to go around the world. You go around the world. Now for some shoulders, you may not go beyond your head, but for some, maybe you want to go all the way behind the head. So we go around the world and then we come back to Kripalu, right? The mothership. We always come back here, don't we? And if it's your first time, you'll be back. They all come back. It just takes once. And then go the other way. Breathing. We're expanding our lungs here. Does anyone like this one?
Yeah. Strains my neck. Am I doing something?
No, just bring your chin to your chest. And remember, and put more emphasis on your exhale. That'll connect you to your core muscles. The neck is going to work a little bit here, that's for sure. And then from there, we're just going to go side to side a couple more times. And then we're gonna remedy the neck. So let's come down into our squat. Put your head back on the ball. This is important. If the head is not on the ball, that is not where we want it to be. We want it to be on the ball. And then we stretch over. You can even look behind you and just breathe. Let's make some circles with our arms. Bring your hands above your heart and chest. And like you're taking off that big bulky sweater, just reach around you. Go super slow. You can minimize this range of motion. Only you know what's happening in any given moment. So even though I'm doing it my way, you got to find out what works for you in that moment. Your body will tell you, oh, don't go that wide, or keep a bigger bend in the elbow, or maybe this exercise is not for you. We have to listen to our bodies. And then go the other way. I used to do Bikram. Anybody used to do Bikram? Oh my gosh. And then I went into the dancer, and I was so flexible at the time. And I popped my lower back really bad. Because the teacher kept saying, go deeper. They're very militant. Go push, push, push. And I was like, I can do it. And they're telling me to do it. But really, I did it, right? Because I chose that. And I really regretted it because it was a bad thing. It took me a while to get, and I don't know if I ever recovered, to be honest. And then from there, we're gonna bring our chin onto our chest like a shelf. This is like Pilates. We put our chin on our chest so that we're supporting it. Arms go in front. If you need your hands, you need them. But we try to use our core. Hopefully I don't fall backwards. And then we come, I got it. And then we come up and we do a little bounce. Just let it all go. Just shake your arms forward. Make circles. Just get loose, get playful, get childlike. Even do the old 80s dance. 50s dance. Okay. Now, just for fun, wee, no hands, Mom. You two look so much alike now. I didn't recognize, wow. And you look like her sister, by the way. Doesn't she? She looks like her sister.
I don't know if that's a compliment for her.
It's a compliment. Oh, you're beautiful. My son, who's 33, looks exactly like me in the face. And everyone's like, do you know? He's like, yes. Oh, I look like my mom. They used to think he was my little brother.
Really?
Oh yeah, and sometimes people thought he was my boyfriend. We went to a wedding in Pittsburgh, because that's where I'm from, and this woman was like, is that your husband? And he had a piece of cake and he dropped it. He said, that's my mother, can't you tell? She was like so horrified. She's like, I'm so sorry. Alex, my son, he started coming here when he was 10, and he's 33. Yeah. He's like, Mom, I can't eat the tofu, man. You've been trying to make me eat tofu my whole life. I have some funny stories about him. He's adorable. He's not into this at all. He's proud of me, but he's not into it. I took him to one yoga class because a man taught it. He's like, I'll go to that one. And then we're in frog, and Alex is like shaking and sweat is pouring out of his poor little pores, and he looks at me with anger because the hips hold anger, and he goes, why are we doing this? I said, because you'll feel better later. And he's like, never again. Never again. So he would just love that I'm putting that on YouTube. I'm sorry. I love him so much. All right, let's take the feet nice and wide, and we're gonna do the circles, because they feel so good, right? Just big bend clock. Can I tell you a really quick, funny Alex story for the whole world to see, or hear and see? He knows I tell this story. So I brought him to work here, and I had to teach a dance class. And he says, Mom, I can't eat that tofu, because they didn't have any chicken or meat, bless you. And so I said, it's okay, I'm gonna make you chicken. And I think it was in like the Apple Tree Inn, and I made him some chicken, and I put it in a Tupperware container, fresh and hot, right? And I said, well, I'm gonna teach the dance class. I was in the forest room. And you can come with me. This is when kids were coming in and going. And then afterwards, I'll go get my tofu, you'll get the chicken, we'll go eat it. And it was like a summer day. He says, okay, mommy. And so I'm teaching the class, we're dancing, we're doing whatever. And all of a sudden, I see people going like this. Alex is behind one of these stages going like, he opened the freshly cooked hot chicken and it took over the entire room. And there was no chicken in the building. And I was like, I'm sorry everybody, that's my kid with his chicken over there. But he was so cute. They all forgave him. I think some of them wanted the chicken. They're like, yeah, for a while there was no meat, there was definitely no coffee. They had to walk, you remember, Arthur, right? Had to walk up to,
Snuck it in.
Yes, snuck it in. Now they're sneaking in other things. And there was no phones, right? We had to go into the phone booth.
There weren't phones, we didn't have them.
No phones.
Phone.
Yep, the phone booth, which I love. And then circle the other way. Love that. You're liking this in the back. See that? Isn't this lovely? Yeah, loosen everything up. And then pause. Take a deep breath. Exhale. So for time's sake, we're gonna come off the ball and we're gonna grab the foam roller. Okay. Foam roller time. Now, I have, somebody took two, perfect. So does anybody need to use one of mine? Because I only need one. Does anybody want, oh, perfect. Okay, he's the lucky winner. Do you want the firmer one or the lighter?